Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Robert Blake, Irma Bombeck, George Wallace, and Jeff Greenfield. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
See, it's all over. It's all over for you in 6 seconds. What am I supposed to do? Experience tells me there's only one thing to do after an ovation like that. Good night. Thank you for coming. Friday night?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Johnny Carson, NBC's entire fall season. I can tell this is Friday. There's a wine strike on. This crowd has been drinking imported Ripple. Before I get going here, let me warn you about one thing. The more you laugh at the monologue, the more commercials we get to cut. That's known as a cheap trick to get laughs. But we don't care on this show. A lot of you from out of town on vacation, I assume, and... Time to time, I like to give you some tips, because we want you to go back home having had a nice time out here and don't feel that you've been ripped off. But there are a lot. Southern California is, I swear the country is tilted this way.
Right.
All of the oddballs roll right to Southern California. We've got some weirdos out here. Have you heard the latest thing going on out here? Called the Freeway Peeping Tom. Now, yeah, I know it's hard to... Here's what he does. He sneaks up on you on his moped at 60 miles an hour and peeks into your Winnebago. Where did I go wrong in that? I have mixed emotions about this show tonight. This is the, come September 30th, October 1st of this year. We finished 18 years, but this is the last of our 90-minute shows on The Tonight Show tonight. See, I don't exactly know how to read that. Is that good it's the last, or you like more, or you're unhappy? No, starting Tuesday the 16th, we're going to be we're going to want regular time, 11:30 back east, 11:30 out here, 10:30 in the Midwest, but we'll go 1 hour. And I'll tell you why we did that later on. Excuse me?
Tom Snyder gets the other half.
Good figuring. And I feel, responsible for giving America another half hour of Tom Snyder. No, I like Tom Snyder. It has already affected our show, going to an hour. We had to cancel next week's appearance of Mel Tillis, for example. There are no new shows, coming up on television unless we get the strike settled. In fact, if it were not for the presidential debates, there'd be no television comedy at all. NBC is desperate for programming. They're kicking off the big event with Willard Scott's Wide World of Weather. Now, how you can get a whole show out of that? Doesn't school start out here soon, or around most of the country? Tuesday out here. Yeah, every time I think of this time of year, I kind of go back to my early days on the plains of Nebraska. One of the reasons I left the plains. big problem living in Nebraska. Everywhere you go, guys are going, You say, as soon as I grow up, I'm getting out of here and not listening to that anymore. No, this time of the year, I think of going to the high school prom. And it was kind of sad because I wasn't popular as a kid. And I had to take the ugliest, I had to take the ugliest girl in Norfolk High School to the prom. Her name was Stella Lugosi. And I want to tell you, she, not an attractive sight. And the trouble is when you take Stella out, you'd get her into the back seat of her car. She'd keep sticking her head out the window and panting. From time to time, I check the Chase calendar of events. Certain things happen on certain days in the year. Today is a birthday. I bet you don't know whose it is. A fellow by the name of Richard Jordan Gatling. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yes, the inventor of the Gatling gun. That's the one you see in all the old westerns. That was the first rapid-fire gun developed in the United States. Revolutionized warfare, the Gatling gun. And today, I understand Ronald Reagan accused President Carter of leaking the plans of the Gatling gun to Russia. Nobody's campaigning today. Ronald Reagan is taking the day off. He is resting at his home in Virginia. He said he is not even answering the phone. What Ron is doing today, he's working on explanations for speeches he has not delivered yet. So when he does deliver them, he'll have the explanation. I'm going to work on an explanation for that joke also. Reagan did make a new policy announcement today. I don't know whether you saw it or not. He said that if for any reason, if he's elected, and Nancy Reagan could not fulfill her obligations as First Lady, she will be replaced by Barbara Rush. You know, I debated that one. I really did. I sat in the office and I said, I wonder if that makes any sense at all. And I said, why don't you take a chance? I took a chance, and I lost.
Right.
And I was right. Now, as you know, the debates are still up in the air. President Carter still refuses to debate John Anderson and Ronald Reagan. He wants a one-on-one debate with Ronald Reagan first. Then he says he might consider a three-way debate. But there still might be a solution to this. There might be a one-on-one confrontation. Rosalind and Nancy have been invited by the League of Male Chauvinist Pigs to mud wrestle. No dignity at all. Did you read about the drug bust? You guys probably do. You follow this. The drug bust. Hey! They had a big drug bust up in San Francisco, the biggest in history. Narcotic agents seized 2 boats with 20 tons of marijuana. They said 20 tons of Colombian gold worth more than $40 million. Now, the way they got wise, controllers at the airport spotted the 2 ships on their flight pattern. Weird. You know, the Ayatollah Khomeini hasn't been in the news too much lately, the fun guy that he is. But he came out today. Wouldn't you love to catch him in a discotheque? He came out today with a list of demands that the United States is supposed to meet before they will even discuss the freeing of the hostages over there. And one of the demands that he made was that we must return the Shah's wealth. Now, that's going to be difficult because I know the Shah did not have any money. I know personally that he bought a dozen shirts at Bijan's on Rodeo Drive and died broke. It's a very expensive store down here. Wish we had an hour tonight. Well, one other thing happened on this day in history. Francis Scott Key did what? Created and composed the Star-Spangled Banner. That's right. And he created it for an important reason. Most people don't know this. It gives baseball players extra time to scratch themselves in embarrassing places. Anyway, tonight, we got a great show for you. Great show tonight. You tell everybody whom we have here?
Yep.
Robert Blake's going to be with us, and the mighty... Well, we have an editorial rebuttal, so thanks for coming.